podcast, 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 Will It Be Podcast, Will It Be Podcast, Will It Be Podcast, Will It Be Podcast, yeah! Yo, this is your boy Willie P from the Willie P Podcast, talking all things art, all things music. Hope you enjoy. And we're live. Yeah, welcome to the Willie P Podcast. Thanks for coming. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
G'day. How are we? So my name's Flynn. In a cheeky little band called Tall Relatives. We've played everywhere. Fucking Fitzroy in your mum's basement and everything. Same old stuff. I met the lovely Will Payne. How's this for a story?
Yeah.
First ever Tall Relatives gig. That's where we met.
Oh yeah.
If I remember correctly, yeah.
I think that
was back at Uns.
Uns. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That was sick because they were putting those like random lineups together, and
yeah,
that was so dope. Yeah. Damn,
those were fun.
To go. Oh man.
Yeah, that was December 2nd, 2017, if I remember correctly.
Whoa, good memory. That was such a sick venue. Like, yeah, it was very cool.
It was really cool because it was sort of. I've played some fucking Dero venues, and I imagine you've done the same.
Yeah.
But it's like when your first gig is at a venue like Uns that have an insane like speaker system set up, as well as like a really cool like LED panel screens and everything.
Yeah.
You're only going downhill from there, man.
Yeah.
Like, you've peaked on your first fucking show, and it's
because what was your second show like? Where was that?
That is a great question. So I remember for some reason that we December period 2017, we played about 4 or 5 gigs in 3 weeks.
Nice.
I remember because for some reason we went back to Unzums like 3 weeks after we played with you guys.
Yep.
We did a show at the Tote with Wood and Steel, Sapphire Street, and the Constables. Fucking shout out to those boys.
Oh yeah, I'll link them in the description. Yeah.
I can't remember. Oh no, I remember what it was. So we get hit up. I think would have been. We organised at the same time, but just before we'd played those gigs. Never played a gig, so we organised these 2 gigs.
Yep.
So the first one was you boys and
was
it was like Ratica or something like that.
Oh shit! I have a bad memory.
Yeah, man. Some band I've never heard of since. And so we played that, and then we had this second gig lined up, and it was with, I think it was just Sapphire Street as well, because they were sort of George and co were taking us under their wing. And it was at the Brunny.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh. It was about 4 weeks. I remember it was about 4 weeks before that place got fucking flooded, and it's shut ever since.
Oh,
but it was this little Tuesday night, like 9 p.m. I know it was 10. Sorry, I played before. It was 10 p.m. on the Tuesday night at the Brunny. I think it was us, Sapphire Street, and my mate Luke. And even Sapphire Street, I'm pretty sure even they went for a fucking beer and a smoke when we played. Because we played literally to the fucking sound guy and my mate Luke, and I was like, oh man.
Oh,
this is crazy.
I suppose everyone's going to have those gigs, I guess. Like, yeah. Did the sound guy enjoy it?
I fucking hope so. I think he just said we were too loud at points, and I was like, yeah, look, fair enough. Second gig, bit loud. That's bound to happen.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So we did that, but another shocker we did was, I think I'll always remember this one to the day I die. It was one of my favorite venues because I've seen some awesome like local shows and shit there. The Workers Club. Yeah, I remember because we've played there a few times now. But we played there. We got asked by a band called Nature Strip, who I think me and Blitz had seen play with friends of ours. a
Yeah,
few weeks
yeah.
prior. And they hit us up. They're like, "Hey, do you guys want to play this gig with us?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
Yeah.
Turns out it was a Sunday 3 p.m. matinee session at the Workers Club. We're like, "Oh fuck, all right." I hate anything on a Sunday is just gonna be shit. So like like even looking at like the Facebook numbers and stuff, like it just wasn't looking good, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, this is gonna suck.
Oh.
And we get there, and there's no one there, and we're like, okay, let's just cross fingers. It's an hour or so.
Yeah.
Hour passed. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh.
Sound guy was nice, but yeah, and then we played Workers Club that I've been to, absolutely sold out and packed out so many times. Literally the fucking sound guy. 45-minute set. It felt like a rehearsal on stage, man. It was
Oh,
a lesson to learn.
Yeah. I had a similar
Yeah.
thing too in high school. We
Yeah.
I used to do work placement in a record shop, and I didn't know how to like book gigs or anything like that. And but the guy who owned it, it's I think you had Off the Hip Records, like a garage, they're like a label as well, like a garage rock label as well.
Vaguely.
It's pretty cool record stuff. Anyway, I was like, how do you like plan shows and stuff? And he was like, oh, you just like email people, like it's not that hard. And I was like, oh shit. So I emailed the Tote. I was like 17, and and I was like, do you guys have like any like free time, like just any like free slots like we can play? And I was like, man, if we play like the Tote, like we fucking made it. Like this is gonna be sick. And we got the gig, and I was super stoked about it. And I was like, oh, this is fucking sick. But we played to our parents, which was fun. But
Nice.
But it was a learning experience. But
Yeah. Was it like upstairs or downstairs?
Downstairs. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, at least downstairs is pretty big.
Yeah,
though.
downstairs is pretty sick. Yeah.
That's pretty good. If you're doing upstairs is your first one, then that's a bit of a rough one. But
Yeah.
downstairs, that's fucking cool.
It was cool. It was a bit weird though, because
ones.
it's such a bigger area, like you couldn't. It was just like more empty.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, I guess it's like meta reflection, if anything, of how
Yeah.
fucking empty it is. Bro, oh man,
Good time.
That's quite
Good
funny.
time. How did Tall Relatives come about? Like, did you guys start in high school or like? Yeah.
So, oh fuck, it's a funny story, that one. So it had apparently been a thing before I joined, where it was Blitz and Shawsy and a few other people had sort of jammed for a while together.
Yeah.
But they didn't have anything sort of concrete down pat, and they sort of called themselves Tall Relatives. Or
Yeah.
Blitz sort of adopted the moniker. And I remember, it's a weird story, but I was at my ex-girlfriend's house party for some fucking reason. Oh, I've got no clue, man. Down in, I don't know, somewhere near the city. And like, we're all, getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sort of like meeting a few of the people there. And I'm just sitting around the table for some reason. This guy just hits me up and just starts talking to me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you seem a bit loopy. Let's see where this is going. And then, like, we add each other on Facebook, and then it turns out we have, like, 30 mutuals or something.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, what? How do you know all these people that I know? I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, yeah, they're all really good friends of mine, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, I've got this little, like, sort of music thing going. Do you get into music at all? I was like, yeah, man, I've played drums for several years. I've done bands and shit through high school and everything. And he's like, oh, you should come jam with us sometime.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck. Don't have much else going on, really. Fuck, literally, yeah. That would have been March 2017. That's ages ago. And yeah, I started jamming with these dudes, and I was like, oh yeah, there's something fun, going on there. It's an interesting sort of thing. And as the weeks went by, Sort of wrote a few songs. Then in June or July, we recorded our first single, being the infamous Cardboard Astronaut,
Yeah.
which is still available on Bandcamp with the original
Yeah,
fucking
I'll put it in the description,
album
man.
art. Bro. Oh, man. Yeah, and so we did the single and everything. We're like, oh, yeah, we're pretty fucking good at this.
Hell yeah.
We could do gigs and shit, man. We eventually picked up a bassist in the beautiful Taylor, and we then went off and played our first gig with you boys.
Yeah.
Nearly 3 years later, look where we are now.
Oh,
We're fucking
dude, you guys have
smashing it,
come a
man.
long way. Like, yeah, man, you guys like played like, yeah, with Unify, right? How did that all come about?
Yeah. Unify that's probably like from like the most bucket list dream come true. I fucking
Yeah.
played Unify. That was sick.
Dude, that would have been so awesome. Oh.
Yeah, so that was a interesting story where I remember because Blitz was at Collarts at the time, and he was sort of helping. He was learning a lot of stuff that we could use for the band and stuff, as well as we're recording things at Collarts, which probably supposed to not say, but I don't give a hoot.
Fine.
Fuck the dogs. Big shout out to Collarts though, because they were what got us to Unify, because they did this little competition at Collarts, and
Yeah.
Blitz was like, I probably won't enter. And like, I remember he said one thing about it to me, and I was like,
I'm surprised you guys were debating it. Like, yeah.
Well, like, I barely knew what this whole thing was, and I wasn't terribly fast. I was like, bro, there's no chance if we applied for this. And Blitz is like, no. So Blitz went and did the application form. He fucking smashed it out. I don't know what he wrote on there, but he wrote it all up and everything, and he's like, oh, I have a good feeling about this. And I was like, oh yeah, because I'm very doubtful. And I was like, bro, there's no fucking chance we get accepted to play Unify alongside Carnival in Heartswake, Ocean Grove, Crossfirth. Every time I die, there's no chance that happens. And it happened.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
I remember it, bro. I remember he like calling me. He's like screaming at me. He's like, bro, we fucking got it. And I was like, nah, you're fucking with me. This is like some poor April Fool's joke. And he's like, no, we got it. And I was like, fuck.
Oh,
got
that is so dope.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, and then we had a bit of planning. We rehearsed. I think it was like from the 2 weeks leading up to it, we rehearsed every day. Yeah, that was tough. It's fucking tough being around people every day like that. There was a bit of a logistical nightmare because we got it for like 2 days from like driving up, and they like still hadn't told us if they had like drums and amps there. We don't know if we're gonna have to bring this because like fucking drums and amps to a festival. Like they don't have game rooms or secure rooms for you to use. And I was like, fucking hell. But we ended up getting there. And we had a fucking blast, man. It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I've been so
sick. It was sick. We played, I think, it was a good sort of 43-minute set.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just had an awesome weekend there. It's definitely sort of one of those sort of highlights as a musician. It's like, fuck, this is like the dream. And like, I've already ticked it off. I'm like, bro, I'm fucking happy. Like,
yeah, that's
if this band does nothing in the next 5 years, we fucking did that. I'm happy about it.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, that was
so sick.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh shit. I that'd be so crazy. Like just like looking through the lineup and be like, oh, that's my fucking band. Like, oh,
exactly.
So
yeah.
That's so mad. Oh, let's see. Did you get to meet any like any of the bands and stuff, or was it kind of hard? Like,
yeah, the way they set everything up, it was incredibly difficult for us to get in there.
Yeah.
I did go to the signings in Heartswake and Crossfirth, so that was cool.
Sick. Yeah. Oh, so that's so sick, man. That's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, so free fucking weekend camping festival. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh man, when COVID's
Mm.
over, like, because I've never been to Unify. I've only been to like Download and Soundwave, like when it was still around. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but yes, every time I die, I'd be so sick. Oh, I'd be
Yeah, they were
mad.
cool. My boy, Jonathan, who will be watching this, I hope. He was fucking fiending every time I die, and he dragged me along to Unify this year as well. And he
Yeah.
forced me to sort of go through all the Unify rituals and everything. But shout out to that beautiful. And if Lily Jean is watching this, this is a shout out back to you for
Yeah.
shouting me back on the anti-vinyl club. Lovely
Oh,
podcast
sick.
a few weeks
Oh.
back.
No, do they have like a website? I'll put them in the description.
Yeah. They got Facebook, they got everything.
Yeah, sick.
They're fucking Pikey and Jacob are belting it out there. They're
Yeah,
fucking
dope,
smashing it.
dope. I'm curious, what was your first
Mm.
band? Like, because I mean, I obviously like a bit of a metal guy. Like, when
Mm.
you first started playing drums, you were like, oh, I just want to like do metal, or like did you start from more of a punk background, or?
So, for me, it was very interesting because I am someone who had a lot of music and everything sort of surrounding them as they grew up.
Yeah,
And it's very much in my family. Not many players, but sort of parents and stuff were like really into their sort of heavier sides of music, shall I say.
yeah.
And I remember I was watching Metallica's Some Kind of Monster, the documentary, and
Yeah.
it's funny because fuck, it got panned for Lars supposedly being this massive cunt and like
Yeah,
how
was that
much
the
of a
one where they
how
had
shit
like
he
the
was.
psychologist or something, and they like
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, man, yeah.
Oh, it's
But
funny
like,
as.
bro, 12-year-old me watched that, and I was like, I want to do what Lars does there because that looks like a lot of fun.
That's
And
sick. Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, like, it didn't make sense, but like, I watched it, I was like, fuck, I want to play drums. So like,
Yeah.
pestered my parents for a kit. Eventually, going for Christmas, built it all up, played forever. And then like, I think sort of bands wise, I had a few things going in high school. Um, where it was sort of it's more sort of your lunchtimey bands and that sort of shit.
Yep,
I
yep.
had one interesting small band that we did 2 rehearsals of, and then sort of it died for a few years, and then it's come back.
Shit.
That's been taken over by a bunch of lovely boys. There's a band called Blight who are doing numbers nowadays.
Oh,
They came like 12th on the Faction's Hottest 100 last year. They fucking
oh,
belted it.
nice.
They've
Fuck
got a
off.
tune called Coward that I recommend checking out.
Yeah, yeah.
But nah, it's sort of Tour Relatives was my first sort of big band sort of expedition style, I say.
Yep,
But
yep,
I wasn't necessarily looking for anything, but it just sort of like fell into my lap. And
yep.
a few years down the track, we've done some cool shit.
Yeah, that's mad. Did you have to change your like style of like drumming that much when you got into Tall Relatives, or you're like sick, like my style like fits with this really well?
I thought I always sort of came with the idea of I don't necessarily want to play like thrash metal. I don't necessarily want to play death metal. I don't want to play
Yeah.
deathcore because I hate sort of putting myself into a box because it just becomes very boring and monotonous.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's just like, okay, I've played fucking blast beats for the last 3 years. I'm bored shitless.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like, there's a lot of sort of proggy stuff I find really interesting. So I always thought that the basis of like sort of a alt rock sort of Rage Against the Machine sort of guitar styling, but with a far more sort of heavy metal drum bass behind it, would
Yeah.
create a very interesting sort of array of styles that would allow us to go. We could go a little bit here, we could go a little bit here, we could go a little bit here,
Yeah.
and it
No,
sort of
I was gonna
allows you
say
to.
you guys are super different. So like it, I mean, it's kind of cool. I suppose it keeps it interesting for you, like to be doing all that stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, because it's interesting because like in the before the god awful virus hit, like our set list had like a lot of really different things in there. Like, there's a tune that's like almost sort of Brit rocky. There's a tune that is potentially being recorded and is coming out very soon.
Oh, get excited,
That's
everyone.
more sort of more sort of hardcore punk with a little sort of proggy element in there, and then there's like more sort of straightforward shit in there. So I find it's the more you sort of differentiate your music, the more not only you sort of evolve as a player because you're changing yourself up so much, but it keeps ideas fresh and everything. And I think I tie this very much into one of my favorite bands of all time, being King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, who did that fucking thing, and then that's so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, dude. I love it. That song Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake.
Yeah, man.
Rattlesnake. Oh, it's so good.
I fucking love it so much.
That's cool. Do you have any like, I guess, goals for your drumming, like I guess in the band, but also just skill wise, like a direction you kind of like, I don't know, want to go with it, or like just skills that you really want to be able to get down for new stuff?
It's sort of it's very interesting because with like sort of band stuff, I want to very much have a sort of, as I sort of just touched on, the sort of that foundation that can touch many different sort of areas that still sound interesting, like playing like a clave or like some fucking alt rock shit or something. But like as a player, I feel as if there's like always things you can learn, but it depends on what you want to achieve. And I think for me, it's very much getting a lot of more interesting up-tempo sort of double kick stuff going, but also learning some like sick sort of choppy shit as well.
Yeah, man. Nah, that's sick.
But it's just that sort of, if you can like throw like some like 16th note double kick at like 220, like you're fucking flying, like shit sounds so much cool.
Ooh. I really did get my my double kick shit up to scratch. Yeah. I love that kind
fucking fun, man. It's so much fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's mad. Do you have any I guess like influence or drummer influences? Like who's your favorite? A couple of your favorite drummers.
Number one off the rank, number one cab is Matt Gartzka from Animals as Leaders. He's one of
He's like super
one of my
fucking.
Right? He's insane, dude.
Yeah.
I've seen Animals as Leaders live a few times now, and I met Matt when he did a clinic in 2016. I think I was still in year 12. Shit.
That'd have been
he's
dope.
fucking awesome. Yeah, he's one of the loveliest people I've ever met, and he's just one of those people that have just insane chops, but apply them in like not a sort of show-offy way, but in more of a very sort of tasty sort of way.
Yeah. Oh, that's sick. Did you start playing double kick and that kind of stuff like then, or was it like obviously like a bit beforehand? Like
double kick. It's something I very much picked up. Would have been, I'd say 15 or 16 when I got my first sort of double kick pedal.
Yeah.
And it was just like sort of very well worn pair of pedal Demon Drive Eliminators. Who did a pretty good job for a while. But they were just really fucking worn. Then I got my Speed Cobras about 3 or 4 years ago now. That's a fucking insane pedal. I love the shit that Tama does. Top of the line. But yeah, and so like I think from there, like a lot of other really cool players that apply it sort of double kick stuff is like Danny Carey, very obvious, straightforward one. I love his stuff. Tool, incredible band. There's not much more you can say there. But another really cool player that a lot of people probably don't know about is a guy called Thomas Lang, who is I think he's Austrian, but he's like the god of like independence.
Shit.
So like he can play shit like it's like going on with his left foot and right foot, and then play something different with his with his like right hand, but like it's all doing different stuff. His independence is like off.
So he can play like left-handed and right-handed, like kind of.
Yeah,
That's
but, like,
cool.
He's playing, but then he's throwing something on his left foot and on his right foot in different time signatures, and it's just like, what the fuck? It's
Oh,
like,
that's
bro,
cool. What
how are you
band is he
doing?
from? A band? Like, what band's he from?
He's not really into many bands.
Yeah,
Um, he's just very much a sort of independent sort of person who does some studio stuff here and there.
yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because I
But
really think like the drummers who do like stuff with like simple stuff. Like I like Death Grip's drummer. Like I don't listen to Death Grip.
yeah, Zach Hill.
Like, it's so sick. And like I don't know if you listen to the band 68. They're like a two-piece.
Oh, my boy Jono's shown me them before.
Yeah. They're like, oh, my favorite. But the drummer's like awesome. But yeah, I just love that whole like. I think he uses like two. It's like a floor tom and then like a snare and then a kick drum and like a hi hat and that's it.
God
But like
damn.
it's so like complicated and dope and it's like so good.
It's like the guy from Battles who has the kick, snare, hi hat, and he's got a crash cymbal, but it's like fucking all the way up here.
Oh, I haven't
So
seen
it's
that.
like that idea
out.
of check him out. I think his name's it's like John Tempesta or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's the idea of that he doesn't want himself to sort of overuse his cymbals, so he has just one like crash ride that's like fucking all the way up here. I'm like, fair play, man, fair play.
Yeah. Damn, that would like
Fucking
force you to work hard.
interesting.
Like shit, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he has to like almost stand to hit it.
Oh, that's
Fucking funny as.
damn.
But
That's cool as.
to round out your question though, my last sort of drama that I find really interesting, that's doing some fucking cool stuff is Gavin Harrison from Porcupine Tree and Pineapple
check him
Thief, I
out.
believe his other band is.
Yep. Oh,
He's like also touring with King Crimson as well at the moment.
Oh,
believe.
no. Dope.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's a mental player. He writes like some of the tastiest like proggy shit that you'll like ever listen to.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope. I'll link them all in the description, y'all.
Oh yeah, hit him up. Hit
that's
my
sick.
boy up.
Do you play any other musical instruments, or is like drums like your main go-to?
Okay, so like more piano sort of stuff for like theory in high school for like year 12 music, but like not really besides that. I've always been interested in like picking up other stuff so I could like write more stuff and have that idea of being able to like put my own sort of chord structures and stuff together. But it's pretty much just been drums for me the whole time. I find it's the most fun instrument, shall I say.
Yeah, dude, it totally is. No,
like you would know all too well how fun it is.
Dude, I love it. No, that's mad. I noticed you have a Prodigy poster in the background.
Yes.
Cool.
Where's there?
Oh, and Slipknot. That's Slipknot as well.
There is a Slipknot one. Yeah.
Oh,
We've got a few interesting ones going on.
That's mad.
We're
that's mad. What would you listen to that people like wouldn't really expect? I mean, I guess like the Prodigy would maybe be one. I don't know. But yeah, what would be like any music? Yeah, that people would be surprised by.
Little Big. I fucking love Little Big.
Oh.
So if you know the song Skibbity at all, it was like huge a few years back. It's where they have like the dance move where like they cross their arms over like that. It's fucking awesome.
No. I remember Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style, that's fucking hot, man.
Yeah.
So Little Big, they're sort of like if Diane Ward was good, and from Russia.
Yes.
There's like awesome crew that do a lot of sort of. It's a hard sort of description, but they say they're like rave pop or whatever, but they just have a lot of just silly but entertaining, sort of straightforward music that has like a lot of very interesting undertones to it.
Okay. Interesting. I'll look in the description. That's cool. Yeah, dope.
Check it out. They're fucking interesting.
Yeah. Because I listened to and it's a bit of a guilty pleasure, but Beyonce's Lemonade album.
Beyonce. Sick. Okay. Yeah.
So sick. The one where I think Jay-Z cheated on her and she got like real angry and she made this like real like
Yeah, that.
fuck you
I
album.
think that's the one.
Yeah, I think there's one with like Jack White in it. Oh, do you know Jack White plays
Really?
drums? I don't know if you know like Jack White plays
I did
drums.
not know.
Oh, dude, he's actually like a freak drummer. Apparently, he was a drummer before he was a guitarist, which is kind of crazy. Um,
That's quite interesting.
but yeah, so he played
'Cause
drums a little bit on that album, which is cool.
That's quite fascinating. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I'll send you some. Yeah, he's a freak. I think he plays a band called the
Interesting.
Dead Weather. He like,
Yeah.
I think it's Dead Weather. I don't know. He's in like
Mm.
so many bands, but I love him.
Yeah.
No, that's
So,
awesome.
do you get into a lot of your sort of female pop and that sort of stuff, or is Beyonce just the one?
I love is like Billie Eilish is sick.
Mm.
I really
Yeah,
like.
I've seen her live. She's quality.
Oh, you see her live? Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Bad Guy is so
Groovin'
sick.
last Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Bro, you could barely fucking hear her over the loud pitched screams, like the high
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fuck, calm down.
Yeah, that's dope.
She's cool live. But like, who else are we talking?
I recently got into Grimes. You know Elon Musk's wife.
Yeah,
Really
man.
sick.
Yeah, man.
Who else? Like Lord. Yeah, I wouldn't say London Grammar is like pop, but like London Grammar is really cool.
I've heard a bit of their stuff before. They've got. It reminds me of Cigar Ross almost in like certain sections.
Oh yeah. Yeah, his voice is insane.
Very sort of soft, sort of instrumentalization and everything.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, there's so much though. Like that I'll listen to. Like I don't know. I love. Just trying to think about other guilty pleasures. Do you have any guilty pleasures that you don't really want anyone to know that you listen to, but like you actually love it?
I mean, Doja Cat goes hard, but like I'm not even embarrassed about it. Like, bro, I saw bits of it live at was it Listen Out last year, and she fucking goes off, man. Yeah, guilty pleasures. Fuck.
I listen to Aussie rap. I know that's a bit of a controversial thing, but like Hilltop Woods.
There's
sick.
Is
that a cringe?
Aussie rap's cool. There's a few cool artists. Oh, it's just like, bro, Hilltop Woods have done the same thing since the Hard Road for like the last like.
Oh
8
yeah,
years
I don't even mind.
Like, I went to the Hard Road Restrung tour. That was cool.
Yeah.
But every tour they've done since pretty much was that with that string. So I'm like, you gotta fucking change it up.
Yeah. I haven't listened to much of their new stuff, but like, yeah, I think the first 3 albums they were pretty cool.
Yeah, like there's some fucking sick Aussie artists out there. Like Triple One do absolute fucking numbers. Wombat's really cool. Triple One, get into some Triple One.
Yes,
they're fucking cool. They're from Sydney. They're a bunch of Sydney boys.
Have you heard of Remy? Remy's really cool.
Remy. Vaguely. I think.
Yeah. Nice. I dig it.
It rings a bell of sorts.
Yeah, I'll put them in the description.
That's interesting. Yeah. I'll check it out, man.
And Seth Century as well is like a guilty pleasure.
That's an interesting one. He's been around for a while, hey?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Sort of, it's fascinating. Because I remember, like, because I used to go to like Good Life and shit back in, like 2013. So I'm like, Seth Century's like one of like the big build acts, and like to still hear him talk about it, I'm like, oh no, fair play.
Shit. I was like, I never went through the phase, the Good Life phase, but I do love Seth Century. So
Good
I guess I
quality
do, in a way.
Yeah. He did Rapunzel, didn't he? Was that Seth Century?
Maybe because was that a newer song? I haven't listened to his last 2 the EP and then the album after that. But no, he's a classic. But yeah, no, I love it. What metal do you like? Like, and it's a very big question, but like a few of your like key like metal bands, and they're probably the drumming as well as like in general.
First and foremost, Enter Shikari. They're just incredible. Fucking love Shikari. North Lane.
Yeah.
Big up. Alien is one of the best albums of the decade. No one can argue me on this. A lot of Behemoth. I really get into like
Fuck
the
yeah, dude.
Satanist is an incredible album.
Yes, yeah. They were like, a good. When I
Um,
first got into black metal and stuff, they were like a pretty big thing for me.
yeah, yeah. It's sort of very interesting watching them sort of transition to more sort of a black and roll, that sort of more sort of simple but not as uh, pure black metal
Yeah.
sort of songs that they have nowadays.
No, 100%. It's so
Fuck.
crazy. They're like really big. I saw a video of them the other day, and they were they like drive like one of them. I think the lead singer has like a Mercedes AMG, and he was like driving
Yeah,
it around. I was
Nurgle.
like, whoa, like a black metal band.
It's
It's like
fuck yeah,
got muddy and shit. It's
bro.
cool.
Oh, their merch empire is fucked.
Yeah,
So cool.
yeah,
Trying to,
man.
trying to look at my like fucking record collection to see what else I've got tons of.
Oh yeah,
Shit, good question. A lot of Viart.
yeah, man. Oh,
Awesome,
CJ's
awesome band. I've seen them. Christ, too many dimes to count.
Mm.
New Ogre is interesting. Shit, that's a great question. It's just like a lot of. It's funny. I'm trying to think of like early Slipknot is really cool.
Yep.
System as well, for like your sort of bigger bands. For an interesting new one though, Darko, which is Josh from Imua and the vocalist of Chelsea Grin. It's just the two of them, and it's this awesome sort of like up tempo sort of like deathcore project, which is like so fucking cool. I'm
Yeah,
like,
sick.
bro, that is
Yeah.
like bro, that shit's wild.
Oh, man.
Like a lot of Aversion's Crown and what's the other one?
I haven't heard of them after
Diamond Construct.
Okay.
Bro, Aversion's Crown is sick.
Yeah.
They're Brisbane like sort of like hardcore. I wouldn't say hardcore deathcore, but like extreme deathcore band.
Yeah.
And they're fucking awesome. They have an album that did in 2017, I think, called Xenocide, which they did with Poida as the vocalist, and his range for like growls and shit is like all the way down here, but like he can do a mental high as well.
That's dope.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. What would you say is your favorite like kind of screaming? Like, are you a big fan of like the like high scream stuff, or like really like guttural, kind of like lower stuff, or just like both?
Sort of like things that are above a guttural, I think, because I feel like a lot of gutturals, like some big squeals and stuff, like they're like nice little blemishes that like you can put in like tiny little bit here, tiny little bit there, but if they're overused, they just sound a bit shit. Whereas I feel like a nice, good, like regular sort of low can like carry things really nicely.
Yeah, that's why I love how like Viard do that really well. I'd say CJ is probably like one of the best like screamers that like I've ever heard. Especially watching I've seen him live a few times, but like watching him like online with like stuff, I was like, whoa, like it's amazing.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, what are any like atmospheric-y sort of stuff? Like I got really influenced in high school, especially by like, because I guess I discovered a lot of Death Wish, Death Wish records, like Converge and like
I know Converge.
Yeah. A lot of that. I think I kind of got into that first, and then I kind of discovered Viart around a little bit after, around the same time. But
yeah.
Like the black metal thing, I was like, "Oh, this is sick."
Yeah, fucking cult, man.
Yeah. It's hard as fuck right now.
Sort of atmospherically, I think Silent Planet do some fucking awesome stuff in that sort of regard. Their album, I think it's When the End Began, is like pure, like supreme fucking metalcore, as they sort of create that sort of moment and like tell that story with a lot of sort of ambience at the sort of time. And they're just very interesting sort of soundscapes from like song to song on the album.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that creates like it's very sort of not raw emotional, but very sort of pure emotional sort of feelings throughout the whole piece. It's really fucking interesting.
That's cool. That's cool. Oh, see, why do you think? It's kind of a hard question, but like, do you think you gravitate towards like darker music more than like I guess, happier music. Yeah.
No, it's sort of very interesting. I think for me, it was very much like I preferred music that I found had a bit more sort of body to it and a bit more sort of how you going, to sort of say the least. Where I prefer things that are a bit more sort of up tempo and just things that just sound more heavy and strange.
Yeah.
And it's just like some of the shit out there you can find is like fits that to a fucking T.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like finding things that if it's up tempo, I get into it because I'm like, I really get into like sort of upper tempos because like it's just like more fast and to me it's more interesting.
Yeah.
But it's just that full sort of body to the whole sort of soundscape that's going on just makes it sound far more interesting. I think.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's weird. Like when I wrote the question, I was thinking about it. And I was like, why? Like, why is it? But I mean, I guess I'm a pretty chill person, so I feel like maybe like getting into like metal and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'll listen to it if I'm not frustrated or anything. But like, definitely, like, if I'm like feeling tough today or something, like I'll like listen to it.
Yeah, man.
It kind of makes you less. I don't know. Like I feel calmer afterwards or something. I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah. Because I've sort of described it like psychologically as like a sort of outlet of sorts for a lot of emotion and sort of like frustration and anger, where you can sort of listen to something that's some dude screaming in your ear for half an hour. It's like sort of a way of sort of like abide all sort of things in your head and just sort of letting it all calmly seep out and everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Calming. Yeah. Yeah,
when did
kill
you
those fuckers and then do it.
No, oath man. When did you get into screaming and stuff? Because like, and was it hard for you to like listen to it? Because I remember when I first, I mean, I guess my first band was Bring Me the Horizon, but I remember I think it was year 8. It was probably like 14 or whatever. That's when I started. I think it was when I started listening to Slipknot, and like it was like at first I was like, like there's something intriguing about this, but like I don't like it yet. And then like it kind of took a little while. Like I think it was just as the Grey chapter I think came out, and
oh wow,
yeah, and then I kind of like forced myself to keep going because I was weirdly like interested in it. And then I was like, all right, screaming is cool now.
Yeah.
Was it the same for you? Like it was like like this is too much, and did you like force yourself, or I don't know, gradually build up?
It's sort of interesting because, like, as I sort of said, my first sort of few bands were like your sort of classics, like your Metallica and your Maiden and stuff. So, like, there was already like a very sort of harsh, sort of heavy timbre going on with the voice, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then like I discovered more things like like your early Slipknot and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is fucking cool, man. Like this is like angry. This man's like. He's trying to like kill someone.
Yeah,
like, this is sick, man.
Yeah, that Iowa album.
Oh boy. And then like I found I think I was watching an episode of Scrubs, and they had a Devil Driver song in there, and I was this is wild as. And so like I like Shazammed it and everything. And then like Devil Driver were like my first like big like heavy metal band that I like fucking fanned over for years and years and years.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and so like from there I was like, well, because they're very much sort of they're one of those like new wave of American heavy metal bands alongside like Killswitch and like Lamb of God and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I really got into them. So I've really got into Lamb of God, and like I love them so much. And so I think for me it was that sort of natural progression through the sort of voice timbre, sort of getting into the more sort of lower stuff. And then like when I was like sort of 15, 16, I got into like more sort of Thy Art and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like in Northlane and everything. I was like, nah, this is fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
I really get into this.
Did you have any mates who were into metal, or did you just kind of like naturally just discover stuff by yourself? Or I suppose you said your parents were into like darker music as well.
Yeah. No, I had a bunch of mates at the time, which I still haven't. They haven't fucked up or anything.
I'm still just as popular.
Yeah, no,
as before.
Exactly. Oh yeah, fuck you, man. Yeah, no, because there's a few of us who sort of got into the sort of heavier sort of stuff, and so we'd always like sort of show each other like new shit that we found that was always like really cool.
Mm-mm.
Um, and so we'd always like go to gigs and stuff. There's my boy, what is it? There's Luke, Jono, Mario. Shout out Mario, if he's watching.
Woo.
um, there's a yeah, there's a few of them, and yeah, it's just that sort of thing, that sort of community aspect and that sort of communal idea of sort of finding new things together and sort of sharing them between the group. It's like
Mm.
create something very interesting and sort of find a whole lot of new stuff that you wouldn't have found before.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I was gonna say too, when you're about to like go do a gig and stuff, like, do you have to? I mean, I've noticed for me definitely, like, if I'm, I don't know, not having the best day or whatever, and I'll like,
Mm.
or I'm not in a very good mood, like I won't play as well. Like, do you do anything to like get yourself in like a good mindset, or like is it just like warming up with your hands like gets you kind of in that zone, or like, or anything you do like from this when you wake up to prepare yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. There's always but back when Shawsy was in the band, me and Shawsy had the tradition of always going off and getting, it was either like a V or an iced coffee or something. But, like, we'd always go from like the venue for like a little walk down the street or something, just to sort of get acquainted with the area and get like an energy drink or something.
Yep.
So we could fucking, once we jump on stage, smash that and just belt it out.
Yeah.
But I always try to sort of, I feel like it's like the best sort of practice to do is like look at what are the people who are like all the way up here doing. If I'm like fucking all the way down here, what are they? What are the people up here doing? Because they're obviously there for a reason. What are they
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, they always warm up. They always, get to the gig. They're always warming up their hands, always warming up the feet, making sure they're ready and smooth. So pretty much for every gig, limbering up, I think, is the most important thing.
Yep.
Making sure your hands are warm, your feet are warm,
Yep.
so you can just jump on and play whatever you want.
Do you have a practice pad that you like take and warm up before, or just kind of like on your knees?
Nah, I've always got a rig that I bring with me because I've got there's a 10, 12-inch Vader practice pad that has been my like life and joy for like several years now, that I always take to gigs and stuff. And I've always got like a metronome on my phone, and so I go like 100 to like 200 and like increase 5 beats per minute, like every sort of like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And so you just play singles, paradiddles, and doubles, and just sort of really get the hands warmed up and working.
Yeah.
So once you jump on, you can just fucking fly around the kit.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Were paradiddles a big thing for you for making things, or like was it just kind of like a warm up thing? Because I mean, for me, like it kind of just sort of faded into like a warm up thing I do, but I mean, I know people can make lots of cool stuff with it, but I was just curious, like, if it was like a big thing for you creatively as well.
For me, sort of, I feel as if I'm not sort of at that level of creativity where I can sort of just apply straight rudiments everywhere. I sort of just like, I feel like that's like the sort of like next step maybe or something, but I'm sort of very much of the opinion that I'll just sort of move things around unbeknownst to whether or not like it is like a paradiddle or something.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like maybe this pattern works here, maybe something works over here. I try not to sort of set up those confines, if you will.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, I kind of sort of say I'm just like, I'll use it maybe like to do a warm up or like some sort of practice, but I don't really apply it. But I know a lot of people kind of like do apply it for like creative things and stuff. And it's like, I don't know whether it's like whether I should or shouldn't, but yeah, I should give it a go. I don't know.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. What would you say to someone who like, I don't know, like just started their first band, or like a drummer like going into their first band? Like, is there any I don't know, tips you would give?
Make sure whoever's doing accounting knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Money's a big one. If someone fucks you over, they'll fuck you over. So make sure you got a nice rigid plan. But I think more than anything, you need to be having fun with whatever you do.
Yeah.
Because that's why you do it. You want to have a good time and everything. So you want to make sure that everyone's enjoying themselves, having a good time. and playing something that they feel as if is good for the sort of whole unit to play. Like, you're not going to rock into a rock band gig and start playing blast beats for 30 minutes. You know, people might be, that's
No.
not what we want to do here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That was the biggest thing I learned too, was like playing to like, and I suppose like it's good to mix up your style and stuff a little bit, but playing to like the style that you're trying to go for. Like I was like the whole early days of Blaze Ups or whatever, I was like, oh, I just want to play like the most complicated shit I can. But then like as we kind of progressed and stuff, like simpler can be like better in a lot of cases.
I think it's very much something that comes with sort of maturing with your own playing, though, is that you begin to understand these concepts have their own time and place, I think.
Yeah. No, 100%. Can't be buddy rich all the time.
No,
Which
sadly
sucks.
not.
Yeah.
Fucking bugger me, you know.
What's the best gig you've ever been to? Like best live experience? Not like that you play, but like more like a show you've gone to that you're like, that's the best gig I've been to.
Yeah. Fuck, that's a good question.
That's a hard one.
I've been to some belters. It's like if there's like times where there's bands that like it's like the first time I've properly seen them and I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. I love you guys.
Yeah.
Like I had that with like Tool and like Miss Sugar and stuff.
Oh, you saw them live. That'd have been insane. That's awesome.
Yeah, 2017. I got the set list as well. I was really fucking happy about that.
Oh, dude.
Ripped it off the stage. That was sick. There's like other artists like your Nick Cave and stuff. Gunners were really cool.
Oh, sick.
But I think one of the most really cool ones was North Lane. When they released Alien, they did a release day show at Yaya's.
No way. Oh, what? How did I not fucking know?
Yeah, man. Fucking Yaya's. And
shit.
I remember because me and my boy Jono made sure we were there, but like the whole thing around it was that it was a free entry show and it was a release day at Yaya's, which for those unaware, Yaya's is a 150 cap room that a band like Northlane, who can sell out a 10,000 cap room, probably a bit big to be saying they play there. But
been a riot, man.
So,
God damn.
It was fucking cool. Like it was pretty much like because I remember it was me, Jono, my other boy JD from Torrillo's, beautiful man. The three of us got in there, and it was fun because there's no barrier or anything, so you can pretty much high five Nick on the drums while you're in front barrier. So it's like this is sick. But what was really cool about it was just that it was the release day for Alien, and Alien had sort of encapsulated so much about Northland, which had changed from the sort of previous era of like Mesmer and Node and stuff. And it was just this Alien in itself is this whole different soundscape to the band, and they just fucking smashed it out of the park so well. Such an insane gig to have gone to.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I haven't listened to, because Alien, that was the one after Node, wasn't it? Is it Node? Is that how you pronounce it?
No. So it was Node, Mesmer, then Alien.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. Because like that Node album like blew my mind, especially like because they just put like electronic shit with like heavy stuff so well, and like that really like blew my mind. I gotta listen to their new shit, and though. Like they're tough.
Yeah, if you like that, Alien will fucking blow your socks off because like I think Eclipse, Talking Heads, shout out Jono, and 4D are like, Details Matter as well. How could I forget that? That's like perfectly like mixed and everything. Like, everything sounds like so fucking large and everything. Yeah, it's just such an awesome like full album of like stuff. So cool.
Oh, sick. That was the other thing. Like the production is like next level, man.
The
tight as hell.
Engineering on that album is fucking unreal. Man. So good. I'm like,
Speaking of dark things, do you have any? This is a bit off topic, but do you have any horror stories?
Hit me. Fuck. Horror story.
Or do you believe in ghosts or like any supernatural shit?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Ghosts. I haven't really looked into it enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very sort of fascinating if you consider the concept of what a ghost is being, what the spirit of you once you've passed on to sort of the ethereal realm.
Yeah.
I feel as if we would have noticed by now if ghosts were a thing, because if we consider that one ghost comes from one person, right, and the amount of people that have died between now and the inception of humanity, there'd be insane overpopulation of ghosts in society today.
That is true.
So I feel like we would have noticed something by now. Even if 1% of all those fuckers were causing havoc now, we would have noticed something by now.
Yeah.
I reckon.
That's true. That's true.
But then the real mindfucky one is the idea of the great filter and the human race. Do you know?
What's
Have
that?
you looked?
Nah.
The great filter is fucking mate. Like after you read it, it's like what?
Yes.
So the concept of the great filter is that humanity is currently within 3 different time positions of this filtering effect, which I believe decides if there is other life out there. Being the idea is we're either one before the great filter, and the great filter is to come through, or 2, we're currently in the great filter, and we're experiencing the effects of it filtering us, or 3, the great filter has already happened, and we could possibly be the byproduct of it all. Because it's very interesting, because you get into that and you get into your Fermi paradox and everything else, and you get into some very interesting existential questions about if we're here, 1, how are we here? And 2, if there's chance for us to be here, there's surely chance for other people to be out there.
Yeah. Shit. Is it a book? Is it a book?
It's more of a theory than a book, I think.
Okay.
But it's one of those things where it's just like, I feel as if life is very much out there, but but what form it's in is what's really fascinating.
Yeah, that's a good point. And there's like the whole like other dimensions thing, which is like a whole other like.
It's fucking hardcore, man.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I haven't heard of that theory. That's interesting. I'll do some research on it. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, the great filter, very interesting.
Oh, that's dope. Has COVID like back kind of on topic again, I guess. Has COVID like messed you around with like creatively with drums and stuff, or like made it less inspiring to
fucked
practice?
Me sideways, mate.
Yeah.
It's fucked me sideways. Yeah, I think if there's the concept of throwing a spanner in the works, it's throwing a fucking nuclear bomb in the works.
Yeah, man.
It has destroyed so much positivity and things. It's very fascinating because from the sort of start of the year, like with a lot of sort of Torello stuff, we're on quite a good roll, and we had sort of talks of an EP to be recorded and released around now, because we had quite a sort of stellar selection of tunes that were sort of geeking at the time.
Yeah,
it still might come into fruition sometime.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of things sort of planned, like with my like professional career at the same time. I had a lot of plans and aspirations to like jump into my professional industry. The coronavirus has sort of fucked me sideways on all of it.
Yeah. Oh, true, man. Yeah. Shit.
So I can't imagine how has it sort of been with Laser and stuff. So I imagine Laser and My Safe Word Is Murder, that was getting some fucking good traction as well.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, well, we because we played like with M-Swim, we played St. Kilda Fest, which was really good. It was kind of
I was there for that. That was fucking good.
Yeah, dude, that was Thanks for coming.
Yeah. No worries, man.
And that was really cool. And then like it just sucked. Like after like Corona and stuff, we had a lot of stuff. We just wanted to keep gigging and stuff, and then
Mm.
kind of didn't work out. But we were lucky with Laser Lips, that like kind of halfway point between like the first lockdown and the second lockdown,
Mm.
because like Luke, the lead singer of Laser Lips, shout out.
At Pendazap on
At
Instagram,
Pendazap,
my man.
yeah.
Pendazap, the fucking homie. Yeah, man.
Link in description. He lives like super close to me. And then drummer, he lives in Geelong, which like is kind of like it's quite a popular area, but he was still able to like get to Macedon.
Yeah.
And we're still kind of able to practice and stuff. But it was really annoying because like we were like practicing heaps and we kind of were like, oh yeah, like, you know, we're getting closer to lockdown ending and stuff, and so like sick, like we better gig again soon. And then like second lockdown hit, and it's kind of like it was kind of annoying because we've been practicing a bunch. And then it's kind of like when we go back, like it's just going to be harder. But we're very lucky in like having that that kind of break in between to practice and stuff. But yeah, creatively it's been like really weird because I started writing my own solo record thing. It's like a rock thing.
Oh yeah,
and
that's great. Actually,
yeah, no, thanks, man. It's cool. I never like done like songwriting before and stuff, so that was a bit of a weird thing. I learned a lot about like getting out of your own way, like writing trash and then being able to fix it later. Like, cause I was like, oh, it's got to look. I'm coming up with like ideas. It's got to be like perfect, like right now. Which is like never a good way to go. And just kind of like being okay with like, writing bad things and getting out of your own way to fix it later, and like being okay with it being bad now. But that was like a big thing. But yeah, I guess it's had its upsides and downsides. But in saying that, man, like, oh, I wish I could just be playing gigs. It's so bad.
Fuck, I feel you.
Oh yeah.
But I find it quite interesting because you're in two bands that are quite strong on the up and cup at the moment. How do you sort of differentiate one, like remembering material in your head, but two, sort of being involved in sort of the writing process and sort of keeping this is what Laser Lips is and this is what My Safe Word is Murder is, and sort of separating things the two so that they're their own sort of unique identities, if you will.
Yeah, it's a good question. Good question, man. No, I mean, I was pretty lucky. Like, because I play bass for one and drums for the other now. Like, it's a bit easier to kind of like differentiate like the two. Like, all right, like this is what this is and this is what the other thing is. But for Laser Lips, I mean, Luke kind of does most of the writing for like song structures and everything like that, and then he'll kind of like teach us like what he's doing, and we'll kind of like add our own stuff in with it and stuff. But I would say like I'm more creative in M-Swim or My Safe Word is Murder than I am in the other one. But yeah, it is hard. I mean, because they are quite they're very similar, but they're also quite different at the same time. Yeah, I would say M-Swim's a little bit less punk and a bit more on the rock side. So like I kind of try and keep that in my head when I'm kind of doing stuff. But yeah, I never really thought about it actually. It'd be much harder if I was playing drums in both bands, I think.
Yeah.
All right, I feel like remember like a 45-minute set for one or a 45-minute set for the other to be like intense. But I guess I have two instruments, so it's a little bit easier.
Helps break it up a bit more.
Yeah, 100%. I'm pretty lucky too. Like, I mean, Laser Lip stuff. Like I've been playing drums and obviously now bass in that for like since it started. So it's pretty. It wasn't too much of a shock picking up the bass guitar and playing, because it was like I kind of played it on drums already, so I knew
exactly
what was happening. But M-Swim was really interesting actually, because we when we sort of first started like playing as a band and stuff, like it was very. I kind of went into it was like, oh, it's gonna like be another punk band, like this will be sick. And then like it was cool like how like Luke started writing like quite different riffs and bring. I'd never played in a hard band with a female before either, so like her voice was like really cool. And like it was the music I just didn't expect. I kind of went back to like my old like I'm just gonna play punk rock with these, but then it's like no, like you have to like make it different, which was really cool. But yeah. Shit, good question.
Because it's quite cool because Grace's vocals in that fucking awesome. She's
Yeah.
got an incredible scale going on. And sort of, I feel as if with a lot of work, it's a synergy that you and Luke have as well, and your lovely bassist, whose name I can't remember, but I've met him and he was a
Harvey.
lovely guy.
That's all right.
So Harvey James, am I on the money there?
Yes.
Fuck it, I told you I knew Harvey, I knew your name.
Good.
I feel as if guys, it encapsulates quite well into the sort of very strong sort of package. It's sort of very relevant today, but also has legs to go quite far places.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. Mad compliment.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah, fuck. Third person today to fucking tell me this.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. We're working on some things at the moment. So hopefully, like when we're able to gig again, we'll have a bunch of new
I've
stuff.
heard singles teased from both projects if I remember correctly.
You're correct, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm super keen to just like get everything going and yeah. But it's cool. I've started to do because we can't obviously like jam together and stuff. I started like writing my own sort of drum parts, and then like I'll kind of like write like a song with like just drums and like kind of get like make a little bit of a structure, and then like I'll have like a metronome or whatever, and then I'll just kind of like send it across to Luke, and then he'll do his guitar stuff, and then like Grace will do her stuff, and it's not like. Yeah, I guess it's the best we can kind of do.
It's all you can fucking do,
yeah. So that's been really cool because I never really had done that before. I mean, like when we were kind of making stuff, we'd kind of all just be in a room. So it was cool too because like I had a bit more time to like be like, all right, like what do I want this beat to be? Cool. Actually, Idols have really. Do you listen to Idols?
Idols,
yeah, so good,
man.
Yeah,
I'm keen for it's gonna be a sick album.
They're so sick. I love their new, what's the kind of like the new slower one that's like still like really punchy. What is that? Grounds?
Is it Grounds?
Grounds?
Grounds,
Yeah. I love that. But that like really like opened my eyes too. I was like, man, like I want to be able to like make like beats kind of like that because it's like really cool. I mean, like they're not crazy technical and stuff, but like they're just like I don't know, just like super tight. I love fancy beats like that. That's really cool. But yeah, so they like kind of an idea to do it.
Do you get into like your art versus science and all that?
No, I think I listened to they did a cover of like a Michael Jackson song, didn't they? Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds like them.
Yeah, I've only listened to that one.
That's fair.
So, but
they were like I remember like on my 18th birthday, they were my first like 18 plus gig I ever went to.
Oh shit!
Like it was fucking
nice.
Yeah, it was on my birthday. Yeah, it was fucking
that's
sick.
tight.
And then, it was my first time going to 170 Russell, and it was like such a fucking cool year.
Oh, sick! Did the security guard like give you like have to like really double check your ID or like?
No, he like checked my ID. He's like, "Oh, it's a good day, isn't it?" I was like, "Fucking yeah,
awesome.
You know it is." Yeah, man.
That's sick. That's dope. Yeah, my first ever 18 gig was it was 68 actually. That 2-piece.
Oh really? No shit.
Yeah, they're very cool. I saw.
Where was that at?
I was at Northcote Social Club and Pagan.
Oh wow!
If you listen to Pagan, they opened up.
Pagan, yes, I've seen them a few times.
They're sick. I don't know if they're together anymore.
Nah, they sadly broke up after the Amity tour for some reason.
Yeah.
They never announced why. They did 2 farewell shows, and I think I was at Tool. So,
oh shit! They're so sick though.
It's fucking Tool.
Yeah.
Pagan, no, because I've seen them. When did I see them? They opened for the King Parrot. I saw them. Then there was Unify 2019.
Yeah.
Then there was what's the Easter holiday? Good Friday. Yeah, there was their Good Friday show last year.
Oh, sick.
And I saw them somewhere else. They're a fucking cool band. Like, I've met them all as well. They're lovely people.
Oh, they're an awesome. Yeah, dude, they're shredded. Did you? Because you played with High Tension. What was that like? That would have been.
That was interesting.
They're like my favorite hardcore band in Melbourne. I reckon. Like
that was Brutality. Yeah. there's a few funny stories about that one.
Yeah.
Being that one, it was another gig where we played the opening set of the day, 12 p.m. and like High Tension and like Psychroptic are on at like 1 in the morning. So we're like, this counts. Fuck it, this counts. We're on the same poster and everything.
Yeah.
But that was really cool because it was a really cool festival they did at the Tote and I forgot what the other one's called. Bendigo.
Yeah.
So it was a festival that was split between all of the Tote and all of the Bendigo Hotel, which was really interesting.
Yeah.
So pretty much you had like a wristband that like took you between each venue, and it was sort of. I don't think it was just the up and down of the Tote and not the front bar. But it was like I played like a really nice rented like Tama Superstar kit.
Yeah,
and it was just
boy.
like, I feel like I've
cool.
kind of made it now.
Oh, that's
Bro, those
mad.
rented drums were so nice to play.
Oh, that's cool. What's your favorite? Like, what would be a dream? I guess kit or like setup.
Yeah, Tama Birchby Binger, I think. Probably in like a Superstar Hyperdrive configuration, which is what I sort of have at the moment. But Birchby Binger wood sounds really fucking nice, and it's what Matt Garska had for a while, and he's got insane like his tonality on the drums is just so nice. There's like perfect tones and like pitches through the shells and shit, and like Tama did this fucking cool drums. So like a Birchby Binger is like really nice wood. Downside being it'll cost about $5,000 purely for shells. But there'll be some pretty good sounding shells.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
That's sick. No, that's mad. Do you have like a prized possession at the moment? Like you I don't know. Do you have like a symbol that's like your favorite, or like your favorite? You're like, this is sick.
I've got a few cool ones. I think my favorite when it comes to drum equipment, it's either my snare that's Tama Metalworks 14 by 6.5. So it's got an extra 2 inches of body on it, and I tuned the living Christ out, so it's really high.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those like sort of like piccolo style sort of drums that you have like in your like 90s brutal death and stuff, but with body to it. So it's not just that sort of high pitched tone, but it's got a full fucking body to it, so it cracks like crazy.
Fuck yeah, that's sick.
Or I've got a Sabian Crash, which was my first nice crash that Mum got for me. It was one of my birthdays. It was like my 17th or 18th birthday, I think. But it's like one of my like prized symbols that like I always hold on to.
Yeah,
like, I don't take gear or anything. I always like make sure it's safe and everything.
Yeah,
because it's got like just like a lot of like emotional value to it.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, it's a really nice symbol. It sounds pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. Because I really got into like Istanbul cymbals.
Those ones are like super jazzy, man.
Yeah. They just have that real like whooshy like thing. I'm a bit of a sucker for like thin cymbals, although they break kind of easy.
Bro, the thin cymbals I put in the grave.
Oh shit! Expensive ones.
Oh yeah, like a lot of dream cymbals that just sort of fucking die. Like when a Dream China, it was a bit shit, but it lasted about almost 6 months before it just had massive holes just fucking flinging out of it. Cool sounding cymbal though, very trashy.
Yeah, that's cool. I really want to get a Ludwig kit. That's probably my dream. Actually, Jack White has a he has his custom made. I think it's Ludwig, and he's got on the front of it. It's like what is it? They're like these three vampire people. They're like the daughters of some spooky thing. Anyway, but yeah, it's like this like really like cool like skin on the front. But it's sick. It's like I think it's like a 4-piece. It's like 2 floor toms, and then you got like your rack tom.
Yeah.
And yes, like super. And I think his snare's like extra big as well. It's like a little bit big. I'm not sure what size it is. I'll find a picture and link it in the description.
Interesting. Now send me that. Sounds cool. Because like I think Ludwig have the I think it's the Black Beauty and like the Superphonic. I think.
Yeah.
They're like awesome sounding snares. They're sick.
Yeah, dude. I love what's your go-to drum store too? Like, where do you go to get most of your stuff?
Drummers Paradise in Richmond, Victoria Street, Richmond.
Oh, nice.
I got a lot of my stuff through there. I got my Tama Superstar Hyperdrive through there.
Yeah.
They're lovely blokes in there. I would go Drum Tech, but Drum Tech's in fucking Northcote, and that's ages away.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
Drum Tech's like my go-to.
it's the cool store, but Drummers
Mm.
Paradise, they're 10% cooler. They're lovely boys. They remember me. They know who I am. I'm like, yeah, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
But they've just got such a really cool range of like different sort of drums and shit and really nice cymbals. But
Mm.
more importantly, they actually like talk to you when you go in there. They're not really thinking of some random fucking bummy cunt or something. They're like,
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
what's going on? They'll like properly talk to you. And that's sort of
That's cool.
why I liked going there so much, because it was like, oh, they know who I am. It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
It's
That's
nice.
awesome. That's awesome. Are they all? I mean, I guess they'd all probably be like, are they in their own like bands and stuff like that, or like they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'd
That's cool.
imagine so.
Mm. That's cool. That's cool. I need to go to some of their some like the workshops that like shop like drum shops too,
Yeah,
because I haven't really been, but I know like that'd be really cool.
yeah.
That's mad. Well, yeah. Thanks for coming on, dude. It's a fat chat.
No worries, man. It's been fucking fun. I've had a
Yeah.
good time.
Well, after when Tall Relatives brings out new shit, we'll have you back on, and I'll get you and Dan to tell me about everything.
Yeah, it's in the pipeline. I'll tell you that. It's
Yeah.
hopefully this year. Cross
Yeah.
the fingers.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Well, yeah, I'll catch you on the flip, dude.
No worries, man. I'll see you later. Have a lovely rest of your night.
Yeah, thanks. You too, man. You too.
Fucking radical, man.
Have a good one. Bye.
See you later.